episode 234. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We have Superman, the anniversary issue, number 25, and Magic, number 4 from the X-Men. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanca, an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to jump into these comics right now. But before we do, remember, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. If you can subscribe, please do. Ring that bell down there, ding, ding. And if you can share this out there, that would be greatly appreciated as well. Have other people know what's going on in the comic market so they can see if it's going to end up on their television screens. Also, if you'd like to read anything that I've written, you can go to Amazon.com, just type my name in, or there's a link in the description below, and you can check out my sci-fi quadrilogy, Destiny Aurora, that was made into an RPG and a board game. It's also on Audible, and on top of that, it's on Kindle. All my books are on Kindle. I also have my fantasy book, Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch, my Holocaust biography, Escape from Berlin. I also have a ghost story in the vein of The Sixth Sense called The Awakening, and I'm working on a new book right now and a new comic that I'm going to be releasing on Kickstarter shortly called Fairy Tales of Terror. The artwork is looking phenomenal. All right, so let's jump into Superman. And this is number 25. We're still dealing with the Lois with Zod's powers going on. I'm kind of over it. I think that we should end this deal already with the absolute power thing. I'm tired of the remnants of absolute power existing now for how long? Are we going on a year already that this is going on? Just let's close it up. It's good to see Marilyn Midnight in this. We haven't seen her in a while. Also, Lex lost his memory and is trying to be a good man right now. Of course, Superman is controlling LexCorp, which turned into SuperCorp. Lena's working for him as well, which is Lex's daughter. And on top of that, Mercy has now... She likes the evil Lex, not the good Lex. So it's kind of like the Black Cat to Spider-Man situation. So we start out with, which I think is kind of cool. I'm gonna jump through this. I'm not gonna do like I normally do, but I kind of like this commercial for LexCorp or SuperCorp, where Lex Luthor and they all look like cherubs. The artwork on here is really good. I mean, look at that artwork. That's just phenomenal. But I guess they have Lex created a super version of himself, a clone, which would make sense because he's the one who created Superboy. But he created it out of Bizarro tech. So, I mean, even the imagery on that is just phenomenal. I mean, they did a really, really good job with this. Even like the black and white that they did here. But anyway, Mercy releases this version of Lex, which is called XL. Literally like X and EL, like House of L. Kind of stupid, really. But otherwise, really good. And she was told never to release this guy because he has flaws in him. And I guess she didn't realize that he was created out of Bizarro tech. So, I mean, I love the black and white stuff in here where, I guess, she's having some kind of, feelings for him. But we get this really great battle. I love the black suit on him and all this stuff. And he's just beating the crap out of both of them. I thought that, Supergirl was going to show up. And they have so many pieces of the Superman family and nobody shows up, man. It's crazy. Meanwhile, the other Lex is in prison and sees that what's going on in Metropolis and that his creation was unleashed. But Marilyn shows up as out of the blue, and he's like, she starts threatening him, but then he says, no, Metropolis is in trouble, so I need a ride. I thought that was pretty cool. I really don't even know much about her. But anyway, this battle continues. This battle is absolutely great. I mean, this is what comics were made for. And then Lex shows up, and he starts, XL starts breaking. But anyway, he gets the suit on. Really, I mean, look at that. Really, really great stuff. He's like, I'm going to kick your ass. But he starts breaking apart because he starts even talking like Bizarro. Really, really, really good stuff across the board. We get to see this double page spread. It's just great. And then Lex starts threatening Lois's family, and Lois just goes berserk on him, where nobody threatens my family, and we get this nice thing. I guess she exerts all of her power at that point, and she starts falling. Superman, tries to grab her. They both kind of fall to the ground. Lex literally blows his head off. Amazing. And Superman's like, no, you just took a life. And he's like, I had to. And meanwhile, Lois has lost her powers. But this has kind of happened to Superman before where, he just needs to recharge. But I really want Zod to show up and get this done with, where Kara's not even needed. Kara Zor-El's not even needed because Superwoman's basically replacing her. So I don't agree with this. It needs to be put back to normal. I mean, we've gotten our fill of Superwoman now. Lana shouldn't even have her powers at this point. So just bring Supergirl back. She should be the only one. Kill all the others off as far as powers are concerned. Just remove their powers. But this was great. This was a great movie. If we have this I heard what's happening with James Gunn's Superman as far as the internet is his enemy. I really hope that's not the case. We already saw that with She-Hulk, and it died a quick death there. So I hope that's not the case. I hope that he's just trolling. But this is great. This what Joshua Williamson is doing here is phenomenal, and he should write a Superman movie. He's doing a really good job. All right, so let's get into New Mutants Magic here. This is the story of Magic. She was being manipulated by this demon who's held in place by all of these wards, and he let her leave, but she has a certain amount of time to stop him. But in the end of the last issue, Danny Morningstar, which I'm a big fan of Danny, I think she's great, shows up, and that's what carries this issue, is them together fighting. That all they're doing is fighting demons and talking all the way through about how much they love each other and all this stuff. But that's all there is. I mean, it's just one big, long fight scene of fighting demons all the way through. And then we get the Demon Bear flashback. I love the uses of her powers with the bow. I think it's really cool. The fact that they're falling here, and she was able to use the light of the bow as a grapple. I've never seen it before, but I thought that was kind of cool. I love all the purple in here. I think the artwork is generally good, but there's really nothing to this story. This pisses me off completely. When are they going to stop with the whole Miss Marvel thing? When are they going to stop? How much money do they have to lose on that character before they finally stop? But anyway, they just keep battling and battling. I love the artwork on here too. It's just... But Danny needs to be in here all the way through, and I'm getting the feeling that this is a one and done for her. But she's worried about Darkchild getting loose or whatever. So they finally get to the end of this thing, and then they just kind of hang out. And then Danny sits with Cal and says that she's worried about Darkchild, and I hope that Yana doesn't hear, or else she wouldn't trust me. And of course, she's standing right outside the door. So yeah, there is not much to this. I think that they could have done, like the Demon Bear thing, had a little bit more to it than this. I think this is the minimal you can do with a story. It's written by Ashley Allen. So no, I don't think that this would be a good film. There's just not enough there. It's just not enough. But a Danny Magic, they should be paired up continuously. That's what's carried this book, was their relationship. And Superman, absolutely, this was great. this was great. If you haven't read it or you're not reading Joshua Williamson's run, it's just phenomenal. I did get that right, too. It is Joshua Williamson, right? Yeah, I got it right. But anyway, if you're not reading his stuff, I definitely suggest you do, especially if you're a Superman fan, or if you'd like to get ready mentally for the movie. Not a bad place to go. All right, well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being a member of my channel if you are, and if you're not, please subscribe. I try to get stuff out every day. Once I get on set, though, it's 13 hours. There's no way I can do stuff every day. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great week. All right, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.